Oh, this is good though. I'm glad I was able to be your guy to help you out and get you on board and everything. Um, so I assume that you haven't got a launch done yet, have you? Or have you done a launch yet?
No, so I did a launch, a failed launch, not with dog with tools, but just straight up pump fun. And
Okay.
I was just testing it and it wasn't really successful.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Now, when you did that, when you said it wasn't successful, what do you mean by that? As far as the dev vault, it probably came in, there was not a lot of FOMO, basically, or give me your
Yeah,
idea.
it was pretty much kind of like so I used up one soul
Uh huh.
to do all the launching, but then what it did was because I was new to it, I ended up buying majority of the the supply.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
so you
so
gotcha.
yeah, and there was only like one, I think it was a sniper too, and he just he bought and then dumped it. So
Oh, so wait, you're telling me? Wait, first of all, how much does the markup get to?
oh, man, it was low, not even it was like a quick one because I gave up on it.
So what the market went to what? How long? How much again?
I don't know. I don't even know because I was just playing with one soul at that time.
Would you were the dev and you had in one wallet? I assume, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, correct.
and then did you see very much FOMO buys come in and the contract? I mean, I know you said dumped, but was there one person that particularly took up a lot of supply on you and like give me the
Yes,
okay
yeah. So he it was like a quick in and out kind of thing for him.
and
And
how
after that, I didn't know what to do.
gotcha. So when he came in, the charts probably green lifted up pretty high, like a little green candle of
Yeah,
profit.
yeah, maybe just a little bit, and then from there, I didn't know what to do, so I just dumped my whole wallet.
Ah, gotcha. And was there any profit
Yeah,
at all in that
no,
dump?
none, zero,
Got
zero.
it.
So
Got it.
my one soul went down to like point four. Yeah, point four.
Point four.
Yeah,
S- Wait a
yeah.
minute.
So yeah,
No.
no, it was weird. It was just like I told my friend like I'm gonna try to do a launch
You,
and see what happens,
gotcha.
and
Do you want
then
to show me the CA so I can maybe analyze it?
shit, man. You know what? This was a while back. This
Gotcha.
was like probably 2 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Okay. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good. Ideally, I'm just curious because if you came with a dev wallet, you came into block zero, and that's the case, then technically they cannot front run you. You should be only losing transaction fees at anything. So to go from a one sold to point four, I'm pretty interested to see exactly what transpired to lose that amount of Solana.
Shit, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I could open that.
Okay.
Because it was on the. Remember, I told you I had to return my MacBook because
Yeah, that's
yeah. So
crazy.
everything was in there.
What?
Um, yeah. So
Damn.
I started new with this PC that I have.
Oh, okay. This is your new one, and this guy here
Yes.
is this on you're on a PC, not a VPS, right?
I'm on PC.
Okay, and then the question: is there a reason why you wanted to be on just a PC and not a VPS, or do you know the advantages and disadvantages of that?
I don't, man. Seriously.
Let's do it. Let's let's
I was
let's let's
like,
train. Let's get you on board. So the first thing first is I needed to kind of give you an overview as far as the speed. So why don't we do this? I'm gonna do a speed test, and you can do a speed test. We can both do one together, and
okay,
we're gonna compare the speeds, and that way it'll give you like a actual verbatim understanding of why uh, maybe a VPS may be good for you. So
okay,
what we're gonna do is go to speedtest.net, and I recommend anybody do this in the process of getting a bundler, just because at the end of the day, there's a lot of PvP that goes on, right? And so my thing is to try to get you guys in position where you're running at speeds that the other ones are also running at too, because the last thing you want is someone to buy your coin and all of a sudden pump it and then they dump it as fast as you can't even sell, and then it looks like you did it, but in reality it's someone else. You
right.
know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push go together. Okay, are you on the website for speedtest.net?
Um, I I just type in Google. So let me do a speedtest.net. Okay. I'm ready to go.
All right, let's go ahead and click on speed test and hit go. And
Okay.
you do yours, I'll do mine. And then we'll see. I'm on a VPS just to let you know. So my VPS currently
Okay.
is running at 4,000 down, and I believe about 4,000 up. What's yours at right now?
I mean, I could run it on a VPS. It all, I mean, as long as I do a successful launch or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give you the understanding on why this is usually not necessarily required, but recommended for sure. Right now
Okay.
I'm at a 3.4 down, 3,400 down, and 2,600 up. What are you currently at?
Holy crap, man. So mine is let's see here. 456 down and 23.92 upload.
So basically, what's happening, right? And as you notice, that this is something that I actually mentioned too in the actual course, but you are essentially needing to buy and sell from Solana. That's like the main point of all of this. No matter how many wallets you use, you're basically buying and selling, from Solana. And
Got
so
it.
theoretically happening is that you got this bot here, right? Let's say this red box is the bot and where your local computer is actually currently stored. Now, you just told me it takes about 600, I believe, or I think you said 600 download and 330 upload, I believe, right?
456.
456,
Yeah.
right, right. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, let's just say this blue square here is Solana, which is going to be right here. So this blue square is Solana, and in order to even communicate the buy and sell transactions onto Solana, your computer, which has the bot in it, has to communicate through a RPS, which is actually a server that allows you to communicate to Solana. So this thing in the middle, which is RPS, is what's connecting to it. Now, what's happening is we put both of us in the seat together. Like if I'm on the left side and I'm red and you're on the right side
Hmm.
and you're pink here, let me see your pink. Oh, yeah. So if you're on the right side and I'm on the left side, since you're running at basically 600, I'm gonna get to this RPC node provider a lot faster than you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there like I believe 10 times less the speed. Um,
Right.
that doesn't mean it's slow. It just means that's slow for what we're doing. Like you're competing against stuff that I'm doing compared to damn, it's 400 megabytes. It should be. So what's gonna happen is this line of connection from point A to point B might take literally about 100 milliseconds, whereas this point might take 2 seconds. Now that's
Oh
all
wow.
good, but it makes a lot of difference if you're in the market and all of a sudden someone buys on you and then they sell before you can even think about it because they have the speed to leverage against you.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So what
Understood. Yeah.
happens is now you're into a situation where you get the buys that happen. This is a little slow, as we've noticed, will stagnate a little bit, and then after that, it also depends on what type of actual node that you are using. So the node is actually slow, or if let's say the node doesn't have validators and doesn't, and what a validator is, by the way, is allowing you to essentially hedge the transaction to get to the block faster or to be consistent. So what happens is this thing right here, this green, it technically has the power to spit out anywhere from 10 to 20 wallets at a time. This is what our bot, or this is like our transactions, or our bundle, so to speak, right? And
Yeah.
so with these bundles, what happens is when it's sending these buy and sell transactions, and these little blue bars are going to be considered the buy and sell transactions. Once it's sending that, it's gonna basically, in the layman's terms, it might get slower if it doesn't get validated. Like basically, what happens is this is Solana, and when the buys come in, you want this is let's say right here where this portion is right here where it looks like a touchdown area for football. Let's say that area is considered to be block zero, where your actual dev bought the project. So block zero, they can't touch that. Nobody could go between your dev wallet. So the dev wallet starts the project. You deploy the project from your bot here. It goes to the RPC, and then it deploys it right here into block zero. Now, all the other wallets, however, that you have bundled in, they don't get into block zero. If you go in out of safe mode, they'll land on top of block zero. And this is where it gets interesting because all of these wallets here, whether it be 15, 20, or 30, or whatever they may be, ideally wants to land on the exact same time block. Meaning that if it hit right here, let's say it's right here, and this count is, let's say, 200 milliseconds of time. That means that as soon as you dropped your dev wallet, 200 milliseconds later, which is basically less than a quarter of a second,
Hmm.
your wallets are boom right on top of that. And not only are they right on top of it, they're stacked like all the same time. All 20 of them hit at 200 milliseconds. That what happens with that is usually it's very hard for a competitor or a sniper to get in between these wallets because they all hit at the same block, they all at the same time. It's almost impossible to get between them because they're all hitting on the same 200. Now, sometimes nodes that, especially the nodes that these are green things right here, these are RPC nodes.
Mhm.
Sometimes they don't have a validator, and if they don't have a validator, what happens is you might have a situation where the node is going to spit out sporadically, and then this is what may happen. So you might get a node that hits right here, let's say at like 900 milliseconds, and then the first wallet came in though, however, at like maybe 350. So there's a 600 millisecond spread between when the first wallet and the last wallet came in, which technically means that a person like a competitor can sandwich themselves. They can go in between these wallets and
Mm.
basically profit instantly. That's called
Okay.
sandwiching. So
Okay.
essentially a validator and a node is very powerful because one, it keeps you in a situation where all the wallets will come in the same block, meaning that the only thing worse could happen to you in that particular situation is that they front run you, meaning that they got in right before you got in, but at least they didn't get in between the wallets. If they got in between the wallets, it's like an instant profit. At least where the person got in before you, it was like, damn, they got in before me, but at least it wasn't like a situation where they were, what I'm saying? I'd rather it be before than in between. That means
Right.
anybody could get in between, basically.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
rather have one person get in front of you than three people get in between, basically. So,
So,
yeah.
so what you're saying is, it's better to be front run than sandwiched.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely. Because I mean, think about it. Every time you drop your bundles, if you do decide to do it, even if it was a delayed bundle, the last thing you would want is to make somebody that is like, for example, you put in 15, 20 wallets at one soul. You got one
Mhm.
person that puts in one soul at and get them between the second wallet, he's automatically up seven wallet,
Right.
seven.
Yeah.
Whereas if you knew your speed of your RPCs fast, and you're looking at the market cap, you're like, hey man, the market cap's going down. Nothing's happening. There's no volume. There's volume. There's none of my volume. I mean, I'm sorry, none of my bundles has even hit the contract yet. It's just the dev. I sold the dev like 10 minutes ago. Okay, guess what? Boom, the market cap's going down, down. All right, I'm feeling comfortable now. Let's drop it now. Boom, now you
Mm.
drop it. No one expects this to be dropped, so it's less chances of it getting front ran because it's like there's no project that started, there's no webhook that could be potentially detected. You know, it's a free for all game where you just dropped a bundle all of a sudden because now you see the market cap at a level where you can get in without having to get slip. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, basically in a nutshell, right? You got two protocols. You got one protocol which is speed getting to the node, then you got the node itself that has its own speed too, which basically will determine the speed to get into this one. So this one is equals this one equals that one. A, B, C. And so if you have this, if you land and it's slow, even if your node's fast, you're still gonna get slower than this
Got it.
guy. Hopefully that makes sense.
Makes sense just a little bit. I just need to kind of like understand it more.
I gotcha. And I'm also gonna save this for you too, so that way you have it at the end of it, so you can have these writings. But yeah, in a nutshell, that'd be advantageous for you. Now, to be honest with you, this is the thing. I did a video about this recently. Um, we're at a point right now where you could technically, to be completely frank with you, have an opportunity to really be successful in the market without having to even spend that much money on like the best node or perhaps the best VPS. And the reason for that is this: you honestly have an option to, and that option basically is, do you want to take some of the liquidity that you were going to put in these bundles, right? And would you like to possibly use that for outer marketing to bring into the pump rather than starting the marketing from the jump? It's already pre-marketed to the point where people want it.
Yeah.
Um, and that's another level of doing that, because if you do that, then essentially what's happening is that people are essentially going to buy the project regardless, and they don't care too much about a bumble map. That's why a lot of these celebrity coins and politician coins are selling. Trump, for example, his coin is 80% fucking bundled. Like no one cared. They still buying it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And so it really comes to a point, and honestly, this is, to be completely frank with you, this is why I bought dog tools. It really comes to the point where this tool becomes literally a required need to be able to onboard some of the people outside that are essentially wanting to get current coins created, because now they see it's cool and the president done it. So, for example, your local mayor, your local politician, local this, local that, who have to face their names. They're
Yeah.
now probably now open, accessible to be like, hey, let me get a call from so and so, have a meeting with this one because this is a Web3 developer. Now, Web3 developers are now considered the new pump fund developers. Like they'll pay you now just to develop the actual coin, like and everything before you even start to deploy. It's like almost like a website project at this point. you know.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Now, to be honest with you, this type of avenue of branding and marketing works well with safe mode because you put yourself in a situation where you buy into block zero. So, for example, if I'm into this bundler here, go manage launch, and I'm in safe here, and I have the ability to basically buy multiple wallets up to 20, and nobody can front run with me. The only
Mm.
thing is it looks bundled because it's on safe. It's all block zero. But again, if I'm working with a politician or somebody that has someone in my city, a mayor or somebody, and then they just say, "Hey, this is the mayor's coin, blah blah blah. We're gonna tweet it. We're gonna try to meet Trump at the top or something. So basically, you're pulling
Yeah.
off the marketing that the freaking leader of the free world just said it's okay to do. It's kind of like in the '70s and '80s when weed was like illegal, and then everybody was looking bad on it, and then all of a sudden nowadays it's like every state has legalized it. It's what's happening with developing and as far as bundling. To be completely frank with you, uh, and it wasn't that way until 2 days ago, and then, and it's slowly but surely going to bring it to other people. So it's good that you're onboarding now because you can take a software like this and really have a meeting with the company and say, hey, what do you need? What's your supply? We can really make some funds for your particular business. 10x
Yeah.
easy. I can see any coin like, even something small as, for example, I'm not sure where you're at, but I'm in the States. So I could even see something small as the Walmart coin or like all these different brands literally coming up off the woodworks just because now it's cool to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you this though. So when
Yeah.
people that are like experienced in trading meme coins and stuff, when they see it bundled, don't they feel like it's kind of like I need to stay away from it just because this bundle could dump on me at the same time?
Yeah, most of the time that's definitely the first thing, the mind state of a trader. However, the trader will look at, like, let's say hypothetically speaking, if that particular meme is actually on Dex. Let's just say, take it back. Let's say it's not even on Dex yet. Let's still say it's on Pump.
Hmm.
If that Pump link links to a Twitter, and that Twitter link so happens to be, let's say, like Starbucks pumping it, then it don't matter. People are gonna buy regardless because they see that there's room for exit liquidity. You see what I'm saying? There's room
Gotcha.
for holding more. Technically, you can say there's two ways you can look at it. I mean, it's not the same thing. You can say there's room for diamond hand holders, or you can say there's room for exit liquidity. Either way, it's the same thing. It's either the glass is empty or the glass is full. you know.
Right. Right. Yeah. I
But
see. Okay.
yeah, that's just really what it comes down to. It's like the fact that there's a demand there now. Well, to be completely frank with you, what I was doing last night, I did a session. I just to let you know in my Discord, we do like these new sessions where the live sort of people can join and do the VC. I'm recording, so
Hmm.
that way like it's for the YouTube, but people can watch like that behind the scenes, like while it's being done at the same time. So I'm gonna probably do that again today. But the reason why is I'm going to go over specifically how to create a meme coin that actually has analytic data behind it that has demand and want for it before you even start.
No way.
Yeah. So, matter of fact, I'll be more than willing to do it right now if you want. If you want to learn about that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, man.
Okay, because
Anything that
I would
really.
love. I love to kill two birds with one stone, just because I love to share the information on YouTube if possible. But yeah, we can walk through it, everything. So let me take you into the world of X. And actually, to be completely frank with you, I ended up making an app last night that essentially allowed you to screenshot a particular what's it called, X like post, right?
Mhm.
And what it does is it allows you to essentially create a perfect like ticker around it, and then you can basically copy for verbatim the ticker, the name, the description, and even the Twitter handle, and then throw that right into DAWO Tools as a launch. So what I'm gonna do is, do you see my screen still?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I have. Let me look at my screen. Okay, perfect. So I have. I'm gonna do the couple things here because I have a wide screen here. I'm gonna open up this, which is the actual tool, and then I'm gonna open on the middle. Hold on, let me just rearrange all this stuff real quick. Do do do. Okay.
Are these are the tools available for your Discord members?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody that's in the Discord that is a 101 guy gets it for free, and that's the perks about just being in the community essentially. Um. So here we go. On the left hand side, I'm going to let's see here. One second.
And one more question.
Oh yeah, go
Um,
ahead. Shoot.
so like, if I wanted to get you for another one-on-one for my actual launch,
Yeah.
are you able to do that with me for like in the future?
Absolutely. Yeah, we could definitely cook up. In the actual student portal. Have you been in there
Mhm.
by the way?
Believe yes.
Okay, cool.
Is it the website or
Yeah. It's the website. So
okay?
basically, all you would need to do is, excuse me, go into that, and then on the bottom right corner, there is a option that says live session, and so yeah, you could just click on that basically, and then from there you should be able to well, literally um, book the session from that point on.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, sir. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is let's go ahead and shim that. I'm gonna go ahead on the left hand side. We'll have Twitter up right there, and then on the right here, we're gonna have the app that we're going to publish it real quick, so we just see the app. One second. Private boy. All right. And then what we'll do here is in the middle we'll have pump.fun, or we'll have the bot. We'll have our bot there in the middle. Right there. Cool. So we got download tools in the middle. You see that? And
Yes.
then we got Twitter on the left hand side, and then we have the token generator thing that I created there. And I'm gonna go ahead and just publish it real quick. One second. All right, perfect. There we go. So let me show you how this all works here. So the first thing first is, ideally, what I want to do is basically in another video or another way get this process automatic, where essentially it's going to feed you data, but essentially it does start off with you going on to basically X, and like going through your feed and seeing if there's anything that is basically dropped in the last hour to 2, 3, 4 hours that is getting a lot of different detail, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
um I think I was when I was doing this last night and I was creating it, I was in the process of finding one that, let's see here, like it went down. Any of these shits right here, like this one right here, like any of this could go. This was 23 hours ago, 2.6 million views, 7,000 likes. So I'm like going off the analytics now, and actual data.
Yeah.
So what I usually do now, in case if I wanted to make this a coin, is like a screenshot, and maybe screenshot a particular moment that was highlighted, right? So that moment would probably be when she broke the glass on the door. So
Yeah.
if I go back and I'll wait for her to do that. Like go back over here, and she's okay. Here she goes. All right, she's running, and I'll stop right there. I think it was there. We go. So now, if I take that, I screenshotted it, and I just take that and copy it, and I'm saving this to my desktop. I'm gonna call this meme find or something, my meme finder, and from that point, I'll just save it to my desktop. Now, if I go back into my tool here, my token generator tool, let's see if this thing works here, because I did do it last night, so we'll see if it's actually still cooking. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that, and then from that point on, I'm gonna go into the actual meme that we just downloaded, which is on the desktop. All right. So today, what is today? Man, I did not save. Hold on. Download. I was at downloads. Let's see here. Downloads. Oh no, desktop. My bad. Here we go. Desktop. All right, and meme
Oh,
finder. Bam.
gotcha. Yes.
All right, so open there. It's analyzing that right now, and now the way I could do it, I can randomize this. So eight. That's a meme. So let me randomize this, and it's just basically trying to find words that can't. That it's literally describing these words. So the more text you get, if it's a thread, and you want to copy the whole entire thread down, then it works better. But basically, what it's going to do is you can literally randomize these things right now, and like side town. If you like that, you can lock it, and then the ticker, you could keep going down. Fight, you know, say we'll do the city, and then lock that down. Description, and you can actually write a description if you want to, like she fucked up, something like that, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and then from that point, all you would do is you copy the actual link itself right here, and
Shit.
now technically you can go into your tool here, right? That's why the tool's open right now, and I can copy this now. I can copy for verbatim, the name right in here. I can paste that in there. I could go ahead and paste the ticker, you know. And basically, by the point, I can upload boom, upload the image. The whole point of this, though, is that now you literally have two things. You have a token that has data behind it, and I'm not even sure if
Yeah.
anybody in the world has actually even created a coin with this, but for the simple fact that now when you launch the actual token, it is going to connect. The Twitter is now going to connect to this particular thread here instead of, and that hopefully will give. What happens is when humans start to get bullish about something and they hold it, the robots just FOMO with it anyways. So they come
Right.
here and they see a picture of a girl about to hit a car. They click on the Twitter. They see all these followers already, and then because all these following, this girl shoots her, I guess, in the face. I guess
Yeah.
that's what happens. Saying then guess what? You are monetizing that conversation.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
And so essentially, this is what I'm trying to do automatically, though. But like we're just phase one right here. The bot is one thing that allows you to obviously take that information and data and actually monetize it. But now you go in here, and once you have the actual CA, guess what? You can
That's
just
what I was
drop
thinking.
it,
I was just gonna ask you that. I was like, do you put that
link it
contract address and
in
that
in the
in one of
thread.
the replies so people could
Yeah,
see that?
absolutely. So you put it in the thread, right? And then check this out. This is where it goes hard because this is what I'm going to do, and this is like a little shield, but it's a good shield because it's only for our one-on-one guys. But basically, I'm going to get a Twitter gold check. It's $1,000 a month. I'm going to pay for that for the business for the Discord. And what's going to happen is for those guys that want to be able to create these type of projects that are like analytic data projects, I will be more than welcome to have my gold check literally put your project CA into these. I'll respond with a gold check into these, and then that way you would use the way that works is like alley oop. When a gold check puts replies in there, then you would just have a community of like 15, 20 people rate it, and then
Right.
it's just gonna push it crazy because
Yeah.
Algo's already messing with the topic. The gold check is now in the equation, and now there's community behind it pushing that reply on that thing. It's just gonna go, and next thing you know, your CA is at like 200 grand.
Oh hell
So
yeah. Let's do it, man. That's
so
crazy.
yeah, this is something, and essentially why I wanted to kind of go over this with you, just to kind of understand, like you have the ability to literally find data and memes that have real demand behind them. You don't have to
Yeah.
choose that dog and image or that cat image every single time. Give me 1 second. My wife is actually on calling. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No
Um,
worries.
so yeah, basically, yeah, what we just essentially went over was basically a process that essentially finds the data first from a case study perspective. So you're not just doing really just people like, oh, you're just buying random JPEGs. No, you kind of are essentially putting something out there in the market that already has somewhat of attention to it already that maybe needs to be monetized into now a buy position. And the
No, that
more
is pretty smart.
Yeah, and honestly, the more and more, this is another thing too. Just another FYI, and let me just double check this. I'm pretty sure it is, but I believe if I get the gold check for us, it'll work for everybody's benefit because what I think it also has, just to be frank with you, is I believe it has ability to basically use the API within Twitter, which allows me to automate the process of finding the data. So like we had to, get the data just to scroll through it. That could be kind of an anomaly, just kind of like waiting there for data to finally, hit. But if I could know about this particular situation the moment it happened, and then have a scale on like almost like a sniper, how they come into a contract, where I could know how much damage this is doing from a news standpoint, from an analytic data standpoint, then I'll have all these different lineups ready just to be created into basically projects essentially, because they're just consistently to form a consistent analytic rise every hour, every 30 minutes. So it's like, oh, this is getting the XYZ pressure after 15 minutes. Therefore, it has to be created a coin. It's like you're almost a sniping, but from the other end, you're deploy sniping.
Yep. Yep. Wow.
You got to give them what they want,
Yeah.
period.
And work. How do you call that? Work smart, not hard. Because
Work
it's
smarter,
already
not
there.
harder. It is already there. Yeah. And I think, honestly speaking, like, that's one of the things that says want to grow your business. And I know that, not to shill like, Twitter stuff, but I know that their premium here, upgrade to premium, allows the ability to do certain things that you can't do with just a regular Twitter check, to be completely frank with you.
No
Makes your
way. I
life a
didn't
lot
know that.
easier. Oh yeah. Matter of fact, if I go to business here, and they have a deal going on right now actually. And that deal basically is, if you pay, well, monthly it's $1,000 a month, and it gives you an added, affiliate badge page, of course. And then I don't care more about the 1,000 credit because I can't use it anyways because we're in crypto. They're gonna basically disapprove every single crypto ad I ever put out. So the 1,000 is not even nothing. But this is where it really counts: the radar full access. See, the people want to realize at the end of the day, if you're a dev, you're spending all this fucking money anyways, but you don't even want to invest into actually getting the real demand products from the jump. And this is what Twitter has: the nectar. They know it. It's a sauce. And this is right here, the radar full access. What happens is that radar is going to give you access to every single analytic data point. You do realize that the freaking people that are, even the news, like imagine this, the news themselves are gathering data from this access point because they're sniping the first story first, so they can go ahead and tell them that they started first, the exclusive story, but really they're on
Yeah.
fucking gold plan on Twitter.
Oh wow.
it's
So
it's
that's
a
how they do
market
it.
on market of selling memes without selling memes, but they're monetizing it in a way from a media standpoint where essentially you put it on the fourth channel or fifth channel, whatever that news station is. This has been for years, though, and they
Yeah.
start making money because of how many people are watching them compared to how many people are buying and selling it. But it's really just at the end of the day the same format.
That's crazy.
If you really, really look into it, if you really break the shit down, you know what I'm saying? So all we're really doing is doing the same thing, but from a DeFi standpoint. And we got
Yep. Yep.
Twitter that is literally the leader of the free world when it comes to freaking speech. You can find someone blowing a baby's head off on fucking Twitter and they don't delete that shit. It's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, um, that mixed in with the radar full access, giving you the access to the API to literally grab that information and have it like kind of saved in a like queue process. So at that point, you can literally just take your token generator on the right side here and literally cook up the variations, right, of that particular meme, and then it be sending literally. It could be sending honestly 10 or 15. Because think about it, I've seen a situation where these devs are kind of working reverse engineering their shit. Instead of starting one project and coming in with 20 or 30, they're starting like literally 80 projects at the same time.
Yeah.
like
That's
like
that's crazy.
you know, and then it's like, in the 80 projects, they're not just like random projects. They're shit like this where it's like, I saw one time, I believe, I'm not sure you've seen it, but while Donald Trump was actually doing his whole spiel, right? Um, Essentially, there was a bot that was essentially scripting every single word he said and took a screenshot of it and put a coin out there. And every 4 seconds, it just a new
Oh
coin came out.
wow.
Yeah, and it was all it was just waiting for was just sniper buys to literally dump on them, and it's literally another way of PvP tactic to essentially profit. It's
Yeah.
rather, and it scripted that too, so it's not even like he had to think about that. It's just like as soon as the first buy comes in, it's the devs out and then the project's done.
Jeez.
So yeah, we're in that type of world right now, and honestly, not to say that's something that you need to do, but we have to realize that every cause has an effect. And so
Mm-hmm.
when these are happening, even when people themselves might be in a world that they want to do real projects, they want to put real money into it, real advertisement. They have to be aware that tactics like this do arise in these low market caps. And so, the best thing, to be completely frank with you, to answer your question, is I know it's a long answer, but the best thing, to be honest with you, is to own as much supply as possible and let them flood the bubble maps, because at the end of the day, you're still going to be able to never be in a situation where you're losing profit at that point. As long as you have FOMO to bring into it, and that FOMO
Yeah.
is the want, which was or the demand, which is the meme we just went over.
Right. Yep.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So.
But yeah, it's the money team, man. This is Osmo. This is the ability to essentially, all one on ones have it. And you can use this at the moment to see P&L too. Like it allows you to see the profit and loss actual, token. It does also sniping in a way where there's like trail loss. There's different
Mm.
things that you can set up on the walls automatically, so that way they just set it and forget it. I highly recommend setting that up with something like this with your actual bundler, so that way when you come in, you don't necessarily have to come in with all these wallets on your dog with tools. One of the wallets can specifically be copy trading all of the other ones here. So you can use, for example, Osmo to copy trade just to your actual one wallet bundler. So technically, 10 wallets or whatever you have on here can be
Mhm.
on auto, while one of them over here is just to buy in a position to make them all on auto. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm just trying to get deep with you, man, because we're about winning here, and it's about automation, and it's about literally being able to prepare yourself in a way where most people, just like yourself, onboarding in, are working with LAN computers, and so we're able to take advantage of that in a PvP nature. To be completely frank with
Right.
you.
Now, so since my PC is freaking slow as hell, so I was thinking about getting the VPS just to kind of like help it a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What would be like because I was watching your videos and you said that one of the VPS is like in the US, it's New York, I believe,
Yeah. Yep.
and
Absolutely.
that would be the closest one to my area. Are there any other VPS in New York in the US other than the New York one?
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to the website or Guru and just go to premium VPS, I have my own. So we have basic, novice, elite. They're all located right next to mainnet on within Virginia. And so also I have nodes that are as well in Virginia from Shark, Sauce, and Pixel Labs. So they both there's two of these three are actually on validators, and one of them actually is in the same building as the actual VPS as well. So it's like your basic connect points are on the same, literally local. So it's great. That's
So
Sauce, by the way.
which ones are connected? The sauce you said?
Sauce. Yeah, yeah. Sauce is connected. Sauce, however, does not. That's so. There's like pros and cons. So I mean, they're all really good, but basically, Shark and Pixel are like almost neck to neck right now. Even though Pixel right now is 6 SOL a month, that thing's probably gonna be at 9 or 10 in the next few days, because they just last week or 2 weeks ago got a validator, and it's really hard. It's a long process. They waited about like 8 months to get it, and they finally announced it the last 2 weeks. So what happens usually with that is people start to stake it. I already see there's like over 300, 400 Solana staked in there. And what they do is you can, with stake, what happens is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this or not, but you basically can do it like an 8-7% APY with your Solana balance. And it's a good way to basically, keep it safe, and you don't have to worry about it. Basically gives you like almost like a token almost, basically, right? It gives
Hmm.
you, when you stake something, it gives you a token, and then, when you want to bring it back, you can just unstake it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
with that being said, yeah, that Pixel Labs has a validator now, and yeah, with right now, I haven't raised the prices because there hasn't been an announcement to raise the floor, but it's currently 6, and it's a pretty good node. So yeah, that one's 6. Sauce is 9, and Shark validator node is 11. So
So labs. Okay, I see it. And you said that the sauce node is connected to which one again? I'm sorry.
So Sauce node to be connected to the VPS, virtual private server. That's
Okay,
the
okay.
yeah yeah.
Sauce node.
Bada bing,
And
bada boom.
what would be the a good VPS to connect to?
Well, that would be Sauce. That's the one that we're using. That's what I'm. That's the premium ones I'm offering here in the front. That's Sauce.
Okay, okay. So I see. Okay,
Yeah,
got you. Okay, yeah, I'm like slowly learning. I'm still getting lost with
it's
all
all
this stuff.
good.
Um, the other question I had was, how do you season a wallet?
So there's multiple ways to season the wallets. Matter of fact, some bundlers such as like Infinity Scripts and I believe Meme Tools, are developing ways to be able to do this automatically without having to do too much. There's multiple ways that I teach and doing it in the academy. There's ways where you can essentially go into block zero multiple times, and you're basically doing this, on a 7 day scale, so that way the wallets are coming to multiple different safe mode contracts, and you're basically just doing transaction fees, not to essentially profit, but just to show a buy and sell transaction on Solana. The whole idea of quote unquote seasoning a wallet is making your wallet seem as human as possible. So that way, when it does jump into a bundle or all these bundles are coming together, they don't look like it's coming from one person. That's really the definition of a seasoning.
Oh, okay, all right. So how do you kind of like do you go in there with each wallet to kind of like do a buy and sell?
Yeah, so essentially, there's a couple ways to do it. Another way is you can actually use Osmo, that same, that sniper bot that I was showing you.
Yeah,
And what I do, and I have a video by the way, and I'm more than happy to send it to you. It's actually in my Discord within the YouTube section, but it's called Advanced Wallet Seasoning, and it's about a 20-minute video, and I literally go for verbatim, no light gating, step by step on how you can go ahead and use that Osmo tool that's to essentially copy trade, and you're essentially copy trading wallets that you'll find, and I show you how to find them and what to do and how to do it. But you're copy trading wallets that are about 75 or 65 to 75% are as far as probability, and
mhm.
what you're doing is you're copy trading them like 20%. So that way 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get 20% of their profit, because you're first of all your node, your VPS is fast, and you can get exit in and out of a position where you all you want is a third of what they already get in the first place, which is already 60% returns. So yeah, by doing that, you can find yourself profitable, and on top of that, you can get yourself also seasoned as a regular trader because you're coming off of a something that's not in your wallet accord. Like if you're just doing safe mode launches, it's gonna all they're all still bundled together, so they come commonly coming in contact with each other, even though the soul is not directly in communication. If that makes sense. So it's more advantageous to do copy trading in that regard, because then you put you at a situation where all these wallets are essentially have a mind of their own because they're copying other people across the world.
I see. Okay, so that's how you season the wallet. Okay,
Yeah, that was a mouthful.
that was, yeah, and I'm like, it'll take me a while to understand it. So,
Absolutely. But hopefully you got that. Definitely get that. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Solana is freaking nuts, man. Like 257 right now. I remember when this expert price was like a 2.0 or something like that. So it's more and more because I have it set up so that it always stays consistent at 390, 200, 160, or 120. So when Solana goes up and down, the price stays the same, but the Solana changes. So it's funny to see this thing. I was watching last week and it was like at 2 something. Now it's at 1.5. It's crazy.
Wow.
The
All
more
right.
Solana raises, the lower this soul price will go down on this
I
thing.
see. Yeah. Okay. What else? Because I'm like, uh, self server. Let's see. So,
All the way to, I was gonna tell you, like, feel free. Being a one-on-one student, you have access to the grad chat. So, like, literally, there's over like 300 devs in there. So we could always, if you ask me, add a question, like mention me, and then you can have multiple people jump in and like ask you, oh, hey, this is what you do, or this is how you do it, because we're all in the same boat. Just
got you.
FYI.
Yeah. No, I'm seriously like I'm lost, but then at the same time, like I need to like really jump in there and just ask questions rather than just trying to figure it out myself. Because then Shit, I don't want to lose any soul, you know.
No, facts. Like that's the thing too. Like I remember, man, I remember like being in the trenches, and the thing about it is, man, one of the ways to lose a lot of soul is to basically bring emotions into the game, because then it becomes a situation where people get into like a revenge trading type of moment, where it's like a revenge deploying at that point. You're like, damn, I lost one too. Oh, if I just did this, and you start to underthink and all this other bullshit. So that's
Yeah.
why I always recommend like the old Osmo situation, because theoretically you can use the tools such as Dog with tools to move the market with volume and use those as a way of thinking in your head like, yo, that's like fucking Google ads. Like if I gotta spend $300 or $400 or $500 a day on Google ads, it's gonna be on up and down, up and down, up and down the charts. Whereas that's gonna be liquid that can be potentially gone. However, the sniper bot that literally came in with like 7 or 9 or 10 wallets that are literally on autopilot because they have trail loss, have everything needed. And if I wanted to, I could just look at the P&L because it's already there for me. Then
Hmm.
that's already working, and it's working in a way where it's a robotic. I don't have to think about it. So
Yeah.
all you're doing is playing a video game at the end of the day on Dogwood tools with the volume bots, because the other ones you're not thinking about, and when they exit, they exit.
Yeah. Yep.
That's probably the easiest way to think about that. And rather than thinking of it like I need to do everything internally in Dogwood tools because you will fail. Everyone has told me, even I have a few people that are on the sidelines right now, um, in chats. Let's see here, 1 second. Um, yeah, I have people on in the sidelines, and they're like literally trying to cook all in one tool, and they don't realize the market has been designed for some of these guys. To be completely frank with you, snipers, so that they'll pay 90 soul for their bot. To be completely frank, I know bots that literally are about 80, 90 soul in Magic right now just to get that software, just to have it, right? And it's like
Yeah.
you think, you're like, why would you spend like, damn, 90? We only spent 15. What the fuck's going on over there? Well, obviously they got some shit, and I know I've talked about it several times on channels, but like I know what they're doing. They're basically buying supply, like at 24 Market, sending that shit to Radium, splitting the wallets in the process, like some shit that's gonna cost you some money because you're thinking like coming off array, this product's not bundled. All these fucking distributed holders. The reality is one person that was able to somehow, some way distribute the funds in a way where the wallets are not tied no more in the migration period. So now one wallet turned into like 75 wallets. And then
Jeez.
as soon as that shit bronze, boom, it's on red. Those 75 wallets look clean. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, and then guess
Yeah.
what? All
No.
of a sudden, FOMO's coming in. They only need is 28 souls to break even. Boom, they break even when 28 soul comes in easy. And then next thing you know, they only need is like 28. That's it. They break even. After 28, 35, 10, 15, 20, all that coming in, that's literally then. Meanwhile, you're like, oh shit, let me go ahead and try to sell. By the time you go to Dogwood Tools, you can't use it because it's obviously on Ray. You didn't have a time to prepare for it. So you have to have those plan beats, and which is like Trojan or another particular bot to be able to exit out, or
Yeah.
have an Osmo tool like all my one-on-one guys have, so that way they don't think about it. When it's on Ray, they're like, "Cool, my shit's already sold out. 10,000 market cap. Well, I'm already profitable. I've been selling my moon back. That's why literally, have you ever seen those charts where there's like the shit goes up and then there's the snipers that's just going up with it and it's just selling
Yeah.
with it? Well, that's us. That's the person who's thinking smarter. They're not just using the tool, the bot, because the bot won't be able to exit those positions as fast with you. They're using the bot with a sniper protocol tool, so that way it's exiting and stop lossing while it's rising on the all-time high.
Oh shit. Okay.
And you thinking at
Yeah,
the
I
end of the
saw.
day that those are people that like are quote unquote real good snipers? Nah, that's a fucking developer that just sniped his own shit.
No way. That because I just saw that in one of your videos. It's like, so a guy was literally at, in the program Dog with Tools, and then at the same time he was switching over to like uh, a bot,
Yeah,
a sniper bot that he was
yeah,
using. I think it was a photon or something like that.
yep, yep. That's
And
right.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I need
what.
to do. That's what I need to learn.
Yeah, but the thing about it is like, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I still am an advocate of automation because even in those things, it's still emotional where you got to sell point and you got to hit these things are working on robotics. They're literally our snipers already. So if you already have a bot that costs like 30, 40 soul, as you got it for free from the low beat and the 101s, you might as well just use it
Yeah,
to automate positions with you because you're basically a game shark on everyone who's playing the Sega Genesis and you're using the cheat codes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because then at that point, you're yes, then you're doing what he's doing. He's going into Trojan because he had to. He didn't have access to a P&L bot that easily exit positions have access to different nodes at the same time. Like there's levels to this shit. This is
man. Yeah, I really need to learn that. I need to watch that video and just, man,
soak it
start
all in.
cooking.
And you did you know about the 2 hour video too? The 2 hour free video that I did with the King of the Hill. You saw that one, right?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah,
Okay, cool,
yep.
cool, 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 cool,
And
cool.
that's
Yeah.
when I was like, man, is it? I just bought the tool too, and it was like it was messing up.
That's
I
the
think
thing
this
is
was
every
last
dog
week.
has their day. Like no, respectfully, every dog does have their day. I mean, one of the main things is to make sure that you have the best tools available. And so my thing is, hey, if you have Osmo, and you got yourself your dog with tools, or your Infinity, or your Mean, or whatever you got. Just put yourself in positions and then get yourself at the best exit. Because honestly, I think this is a thing completely frank with you. These things really like are like two worlds to them, and there's the reds and the greens, as we know, right? I think
Yep.
that to be frank with you, the dog with tools is the greens, right? And it's like, yeah, that's what it's known for. It wants to be the reds, but in reality, the snipers positions that's why I have offered these things to my community are the reds. So like we have the best tool in the game to get you in, and we got the best tools to get you out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not, but
Yep.
don't count that the tool that got you in is going to also get you out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I might as well work with both because
Period.
yeah.
That's simple. Yeah, exactly. Because they're already going out in other positions and other tools anyways. So whose tool's going to be better to get you out is going to win one that profits most. It becomes who's in the best car, aka VPS, aka node, right? To get the speeds
Yeah.
that need to happen, and then who's using the best buy tool and who's using the best sell tool. Because at the end of the day, everyone wants to hybrid them up, but it's just not happening.
Now,
It's just not happening.
does meme tools have both, or can you incorporate Osmo with meme tools?
Osmo is not incorporated with meme tools. Osmo is its own self entity. These bundlers are staying bundlers. I don't know why. That I don't have. I mean, I kind of do know why. I feel like honestly, like as much as AI is here, and as much as we are seeing a lot of advanced stuff going on right now, I think that just the technology is a little bit when it comes from a hardware perspective, not from a software perspective, but I think from a hardware perspective, I think technology might be a little bit lower in that department. I think the technology
Mm,
in the software field has advanced so well that it's now rewriting and defining what hardware needs to be. And I think what's happening is the software is communicating so fast to the hardware, it's not able to catch up. So by the times you want to have a situation, for example, stop and trail loss, profit loss, all these different type of mechanisms that are literally on sniper bots, and you're trying to essentially put that into a bundle at the same time, it has to do so much from a hardware perspective that the software is not able to, prosecute. Does that make sense?
yeah. Yeah.
That's what my perception of it, because that's the only thing that makes sense right now, and the reason why they're not already together. But maybe, and I'm just saying this because I've been hearing this all my life. Maybe I'm just like people always tell me, Warren, you've always just been ahead of your time. So maybe I'm just ahead of the time again here. So I don't know.
I think you are, man, because so far you're the only one that's like I've seen like really teaching all this stuff
Yeah,
and
I
not
just in my
even.
brain it's like this should be already done. So I'm not sure if I'm just ahead of my time or if it's just software, but something is not giving. Because I have
Yeah.
two softwares that are doing the two separate things, but why can these motherfuckers be put together and work similar to serendipity? Like it is what
Yeah,
it is.
that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
you know,
maybe you should make a program that does that.
The thing about it, I think that really behind the scenes is there's also essentially like propaganda, and there's also all type of things that go on that for example, snipers, I guess, don't really get along with, bundlers. And just like how in high school, the skateboarders didn't get along with the rollerbladers, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just like this type of, world behind the scenes that I think that is causing some friction. But at the end of the day, I'm just diving deeper and deeper. And hey, if I can use this tool and that tool together, this is the visa, this is the check, then hey, it is what it is, as long as it comes home to the bank.
Yeah, exactly. That's all that matters. I mean, as long as it's helping you bring in, some kind of profit.
Bada bing, bada boom. And what I'm gonna do too, brother, is I'm gonna actually send you over this token generator. Like I said, we're in like alpha phases of everything, so this is not even beta. But at least we got you in a situation where you can basically come up and cook up, the token name, the symbol, and the description in a way where it's randomizing it from a specifically the image perspective. So the more, like, watch this, the more you give it, like let's say this one right here, where this guy apparently, I don't know if he was just trolling. He blew his brains out the other day. Apparently he's a Houston shooter or something. I think he thought he was
No
white.
shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
it's crazy.
damn.
And so like this is getting like the millions of views too. So like, if you go back here and unlock these, you can literally change them. And so if you says, dude, that's a cool ticker. I like that. I'll lock that one. Weirdo show, e-post. I like that description because that's all what people are saying about this guy. They're like, he's a weirdo because he what he did. And then token name, you
Jeez.
can just change it. And then Nashville 350 Percy. This is his name. Loser. Like, all, all this stuff essentially is like fucking loser. Boom, lock, boom. So now you got three whole you got your token name is fucking loser, ticker symbol is dude, description is weirdo show, e post, and then this is the actual literally the fucking meme itself. And
Yeah.
then this is would be where where it came from, and then now it's actually getting real live media right now. So I want to incorporate that with the actual live media side, but I actually have to have again the gold check to be able to incorporate that, and of course
Yeah. Yeah.
only the community will be able to access that. So that way you're actually deploying memes that have purpose to them from an analytic data standpoint. That's if you just don't want to literally go outside and like on board like your local mayor essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Man.
Yeah,
So
voila.
so pretty much you just cut and paste that and in the software itself.
Yeah, yeah. So you can just like literally on the right side here, I developed these little copy buttons. So you just hit copy and it'll just copy for you. You paste it there to your
Okay.
software.
And then another thing is that when you say like, because I've opened Dog with Tools, but I haven't really played with it. And on the wallet, I think it was the wallet or what was it? Bundler itself. How do you dang, maybe not that one. Let's see. Volume. Okay, there. The wallets under volume.
Uh-huh.
When you put gen wallets,
Yeah.
does that create an actual like say I put
Uh-huh.
10, right? 10
Okay.
wallets.
Right. If you have 10 wallets on your volume, you said?
Yeah, it's not even. Please follow the. See, it's crazy how it's giving me um an error. I don't know
What?
why.
Oh, you're getting an error from your tool?
Yeah,
I'll check it out for you. No issues. But you want to share your screen, and we'll get you all picked up. And it's
yeah.
probably something with your firewall settings or something like that.
I think so. It showed the McAfee one. So let me. Yeah. Okay. Let me just turn that.
And that's the thing
Let me,
too. When you win the freaking money team, it's like you kind of get this like not only just like tech support, but it's like hands on type of situation because I love to use this content anyways for just YouTube videos and to be able to share knowledge and it just works, and it works for the brand. So to get everyone up and running is gonna be my pleasure, brother. But yeah, let's go ahead and share your screen and I'll go ahead and see what I can do to help you.
Okay. So I'm trying to share a screen. Does that? Do I click on the what you're streaming, Dog with Tools? Is that go live on it?
Yeah,
How
you're
do?
gonna share. I can go ahead and click on your thing now, and I'll see it. Yeah, you just go here. Oh, okay,
Are
yeah,
you
I see
able
it.
to? Are you able to see it?
Yeah, I see it. Let me go ahead and just switch up my view real quick here. Full screen. Okay. Okay. And cool. Yeah, you're good. You're good. I see it. All right, I see it. So go ahead and hit cancel.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
On Dogwood Tools.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you trying to do at the moment?
Trying to generate Gen Wallet. Is that the first thing that you do?
Well, the first thing I would probably do in your case would be instead of generating the wallet internally from the bot, I would essentially create wallets from other ecosystems. Think about it. Because when you're on Bullix, right? Have you been on Bullix before?
Yes.
Okay. So when you're on Bullix,
So I do have a Bullock account that I've been trading on and off. So it's pretty much seasoned. I have a few buys and sells there.
okay. Yeah. So when you're on Bullix and you look at the order book, don't you see certain traders come in, like for example, Bullix wallets, Trojan wallets? You'll see like, different other platforms. The icons. Have you seen that before?
Yes.
Okay. So from an analytic data's perspective, what is happening here is that it's realizing that these are coming from those ecosystems, and in reality, it makes it feel like they're human because those ecosystems have a literally a contract that's embedded into Solana where you can actually shows that it's coming from specifically Neo. I actually show it in the Discord. I have a screenshot of one of the wallets and how it shows that it's actually signed to, it's like literally a wallet of particularly Neo Bullets, for example, right?
Hmm.
Now, the reason why this is very advantageous is because, to be completely frank with you, if you start to create wallets internally, you're generating wallets, you're essentially more and more going towards the bot side of things, and you're not looking human. So you have to
Okay.
realize
Okay.
that the bot essentially is to be used like a orchestra of things. You want to orchestra like multiple different ecosystems, so that way it looks as if you're multiple different people. If you start to generate wallets, it's going to put you in a situation where you're going to probably lose more money than you're going to gain money because you're not buying. You're buying to control universes, not to create your own. Unless this is where it gets different. If you generate wallets, it's for a purpose. For example, if I'm going to onboard the mayor of my city, then I'm probably going to have new wallets. I don't. I want it to look bundled. I want it to look like, to the point where we have the supply. You guys can trust us because he's a public figure. There's a
Hmm.
difference of
Hmm.
of reasoning behind that.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, in your case, what I would have done, what I would do is I would go to Bullix, I would go to Neo. I have a literally in my Discord. It's called Trading Wallets. Click on that, and you'll be able to see multiple different wallets that you can sign up for, and then essentially export those PKs into them. Now, what you could do here, right, is what you could do is you could create yourself a template, right? And so what you would do is essentially create 20 wallets, and then just for the purposes of exporting them out in a notepad. So that way, when you do get the chance of exporting these out in future, as far as Trojans and Neobooks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you can copy and paste the PKs and public keys in a way where the format is exactly how Dogwood Tools wants the format to be when it needs to import back in. So theoretically, now you got, for example, 15 wallets, 4 of them from Neo, 4 of them from Trojan, 4 of them from this, 4 of them from that, you know what I'm saying? And now you're able to use all these together outside of those protocols, but they look like they're still being traded inside of them. You see what I mean?
I see. Yep. Yep.
And that's
Okay.
how you win the game.